By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which retirement number makes sense for you, whether that's $500,000, 1 million, or 3 million, and why choosing the wrong one could cost you an entire decade of your life. There are 3 paths to early retirement, and they're not created equal. And the one nobody talks about? Research shows it outperforms the other 2 on the thing that actually matters. So grab something to drink, get comfortable, and let's get into it. Here's what most people don't know. You don't need to become a millionaire several times over to leave a job you hate. There's a version of early retirement called Barista Fire. The name sounds a little silly, but the math behind it is genuinely clever. Instead of saving until your portfolio covers 100% of your expenses, you save enough to cover most of them. Then take a low-stress part-time job to cover the rest. Specifically, and this is the key detail, a job that comes with health insurance. Starbucks has offered health coverage to part-time employees working 20 or more hours a week since the early 90s. Howard Schultz put that policy in place after watching his father lose his job and his health insurance at the same time. That one decision turned a coffee chain into a cornerstone of early retirement strategy. Because here's what that benefit is actually worth. The average individual health insurance plan on the ACA marketplace in 2024 runs about $9,000 a year for a 40-year-old. For a couple, you're approaching $20,000 a year. That's money that has to come out of your portfolio if you retire without employer coverage. Do the math. A person with $600,000 invested at the standard 4% withdrawal rate generates $24,000 a year. Add a 20-hour-a-week job at $20,000 a year including benefits, and you're living on $44,000 annually. Your portfolio stops depleting. It keeps growing in the background. And you've done all of this without needing the $1.5 million that full early retirement might otherwise require. Most people could reach that $600,000 threshold in 8 to 10 years at a median income with a reasonable savings rate. That's not a fantasy. That's a plan. Now here's where things get more interesting. For people willing to go further, to truly cut the cord on employment entirely, there's lean fire. Full financial independence on a portfolio of roughly $600,000 to $1 million, living on $25,000 to $40,000 a year. It sounds Spartan, and honestly it is. But there's a layer to lean fire that almost nobody talks about, and it changes the entire picture. When your annual spending sits around $25,000, you pay almost zero federal income tax. You're operating below the standard deduction, $14,600 for a single filer in 2024. And that opens a door called the Roth conversion ladder. Money locked in a traditional 401k can't be touched without penalty until 59 and a half. But you can convert those funds into a Roth IRA each year, paying income tax at your now rock bottom rate, sometimes literally zero, then access those converted funds tax-free after 5 years. You're pulling retirement money forward at almost no cost while high earners pay 22 to 24% marginal rates on every dollar they withdraw. Lean fire practitioners often pay less in federal income tax than someone earning $40,000 at a full-time job. The tax efficiency is extraordinary, and it's hiding in plain sight. There is one real danger, though, and it's worth being honest about. Financial planner Michael Kitces has pointed out that the 4% rule was designed for 30-year retirements starting at age 65, not the 50-year retirement someone retiring at 35 might need to survive. He recommends 3% for longer time horizons. At 3%, $40,000 a year requires a $1.33 million portfolio instead of $1 million. That's a meaningful gap. Sequence of returns risk is also real. Someone who retired in early 2000 with $800,000 and withdrew $32,000 a year was in genuine trouble by 2003. The year you retire matters nearly as much as how much you saved. If you're finding this useful, hit subscribe. I put out videos like this every week, and the best part is still coming. Okay, now for the one I've been saving. Everyone assumes fat fire is the goal. $2.5 million, $5 million, $100,000 to $200,000 a year in spending, no compromises. On paper, it's the safest path. But a 2021 study from the Stanford Center on Longevity found that early retirees with high wealth reported a decreased sense of purpose and increased anxiety in the first 2 years post-retirement, particularly among those who had heavily identified with their professional roles. The money wasn't the problem. The identity was. This is what's known in the fat fire community as the one more year trap. You target 10 million. You hit 8 million. You're generating $500,000 a year in salary. The gap is 18 months of work, so you keep going. Then you hit 10 million and move it to 12. One anonymous post that circulated in the Fat Fire forums said it better than any financial planner could. I kept saying I'd retire when I hit my number. Then I hit it and I moved the number. I've moved it 3 times. I think the number is a fiction I invented to keep working because I don't know who I am without my job. Read that again slowly. The very traits that build fat fire wealth, drive, achievement orientation, identity through productivity, are the same traits that make retirement feel unbearable. And there's a compound problem. Fat fire spending at $150,000 a year becomes genuinely fragile later in life. The average private nursing home room now costs $108,000 a year, according to Genworth's 2023 survey. Add that to a base lifestyle of $150,000 and a $3 million portfolio starts looking thin across a 40-year horizon. More money doesn't automatically mean more freedom. It sometimes means more to protect, more to lose, and more of your identity wrapped up in the number. Here's what the research actually points toward. Barista fire practitioners, the ones working 20 hours a week somewhere low stakes with a solid portfolio underneath them, consistently report high life satisfaction. They have the financial security of lean fire without the psychological exposure. They have social structure, daily purpose, and the one thing the spreadsheets can never provide, a reason to leave the house. Tanja Hester, who retired with her husband in Lake Tahoe at 38 after leaving political consulting, put it this way: "The goal isn't to never work again. The goal is to never have to work again." Those are very different things. One is about escape, the other is about choice. So there you go. 3 paths, 1 mountain. Barista fire gets you there faster than you think. Lean fire gets you completely free, if you know the tax game. And fat fire gets you the biggest number, but may cost you the most years and deliver the hardest landing. The question was never really how much you need. It was always what you want a Tuesday morning to feel like. If this reframe hit for you, share it with someone who's been running the wrong numbers, and subscribe. I've got something just as good coming next week.